All right, here you go.
All right,
Here we go.
so this is week 3. Oh my gosh, it started in week 3. But yeah, so yeah, it's just me and Andy. Next slide,
Yeah,
please.
unfortunately, it's not Epico this time.
Yeah, I don't really care anymore.
Or just this week specifically is probably going to be more boring than the others.
Yes, next. No, not next week. Whatever, I don't care. So basically, we are done with the basics, and now we're progressing into more useful things of Python. And so what we're gonna do is a short review, and then a preview into the next few weeks. Okay, so we like Jesse's. We checked this at like 650, but I like the banana theme. It's
No, we
very
didn't.
nice. Yeah, actually, only like 4 people submitted it, so good job
Well,
to you,
actually, three.
Jesse.
One of them was submitted twice,
Yeah,
same by the same person.
Jesse's was nice. I like Jesse's. Very nice.
Yeah, it was really creative.
Yes.
All right, back to the basics.
All right, so print. Yes, print. All right, next slide.
What the heck?
There's
What
nothing
the
else to
heck?
say. Like I don't know what to say. Like what? Like we're advanced. Come on.
I
Next
mean,
slide.
that
Next
is
slide.
true. Okay.
Come on.
So back to variables and data types. So I think most of you guys already know this. So variables, they store data values, and there are different types of variables. And to declare or create a variable, you basically can call it anything you want, but it can't have like a number or symbol at the beginning, and it can't have the same name as like a function that was pre-written in Python already, like for or true or false or something like that. There's also data types. They're basically a variety of these that have different purposes. There's string, which is a text data type, and then there's numerical data types, which are like int or integers or digits. Basically, -2, 3, 0, 1,000. There's just very few examples. And there are floats, which are basically just decimals. There are booleans, which are true and false, and some other languages don't use booleans, which is interesting. And also, a very useful concept in Python is commenting, where you can comment with the hashtag. So you can basically define like what a specific line or lines of code is doing. And actually, I'm just gonna exit out really quick. So maybe I'll just demonstrate a few stupid examples. So like
But before you start, you should press Control Plus so that the windows is easier to see.
what?
Control Plus so you can like zoom in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Maybe like here. I'll just zoom back out later. This is all like basic stuff. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Yeah, and this is basically just variable and data types and printing all summed up into a few simple lines.
Very nice.
And also, this is also something cool in Python you can do. It might not work in other languages. You can actually find out what kind of data type a variable is. So you could do print type, and then put in the, and then you can do this with like the other variables. And right below, it'll say that the first variable is an integer, the second one is a float, and the third one is a string.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go back to the slides. Okay, so casting, it basically means to convert like a data type into a different one. So, for example, if you want to concatenate this integer to a string, then you'd have to first convert it to a string. And you can do this by getting the name of the data type and using parentheses. But there are some restrictions, like you can't cast into a Boolean type. And if you convert a float into an integer, it'll round down. So like basically, if you do something like 2.4 round down to 2 and 2.8, even though it normally would round up to 3, it still rounds down to 2. And basically, there are 3 main casting functions, which are basically the 3 data types I just showed: string, int, and float. Oh, and operators. So these can be used to perform operations in variables, like test things out. So there are arithmetic operators. There's addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulo. It gets the remainder of a division problem. So for example, if you did like 20 modulo 3, then you would get 2. Since oh wait, someone has to join. There are also assignment operators. Their equal sign by itself just declares a variable. So like before I showed like right here, this equal sign defines these 3 variables right here. And there's also plus equals. So basically you add a variable on the right to the variable on the left. So basically you can add like 5 to A, and normally it just doesn't look right, but here like the variable will change in the line, the next line. And then minus equals basically does the same thing as plus equals, just opposite. And comparison operators, there's a lot of these. So first one is equals equals. It's not the same as the regular equals, because equals equals is used for conditionals, which we'll get into later. Well, equals is just used for declaring variables, like here. And then there's the opposite of equals equals, which the exclamation point equals is just not equal. There's less than, greater than, less than or equal to, and there's greater than or equal to. Oh, and wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait, where's the list and dictionary slide?
You don't really need it. Don't worry.
What the heck? Oh, I don't really know what to say here.
Huh? Oh, I guess I'll go. So you guys already know what lists are. Lists are basically variables that store multiple values, and dictionaries are basically basically the equivalent of a phone book, or that's what it's called, a dictionary. And so, like, let's say you get the key, right? So, for example,
the key is the first.
The key.
First element.
So you can say like, let's say we have a dictionary for birthdays. You know, Sean, January 1st, 2000, right? That's not my actual birthday, but So like, that's what a dictionary is, and a list is, like I said, a variable that holds multiple values. And make sure you guys know that all arrays start on 0. So the first element is starts with a 0.
Oh yeah, and lists. I think you guys probably know this already, but lists they have square brackets, and the dictionaries they have curly brackets, and they have and each element contains a key and value, which are separated by colons here.
Yes. All right. So conditionals, you guys already know. Basically, if-else statements, and they only get executed when the condition is met. And so basically, you start with if, the specific condition, and then you have a colon, and make sure you have your tabs correct, and there's no parentheses required for this. And also, if you wanted to add more specific cases to the if statements, you can add an elif, right? And it will check for that. And you can add as many as you want. And so, and else statements are just lines that are run if none of the conditions are met. And so, next slide, please.
I guess actually we could show an example of conditionals. So I don't know if you define a variable like, I don't know, like this. If num is like greater than 60, then print, I don't know what to say, like, or the number is greater than 60, I don't know what to say. This is really dumb. And then elif number is like greater than 70. And then I guess else. You could say whatever you want in. Oh wait, I forgot. I just forgot. Shoot. What in the world? Dude, I forgot how to do the apostrophe and
just use double quotes.
Okay, yeah. Thanks. I don't know, you could do something like this, and then the number 65 is greater than 60, so obviously it will print out the first statement.
Yes.
I guess we could go on to the next one, if you want.
So now we have loops. Oh crap, I was muted. Okay. So we have loops now. While loops are basically, they keep running until the condition is met. So if you wanted to do this condition based off of an integer, then you would have to define or declare an integer, right? Set that to 0, x equal to 0, and while x is less than 10, right? Since that statement is true, 0 is less than 10, it prints that number. And then through each loop, right, since we wanted to run it 10 times, we increase the value of x by 1 until it reaches 9, right? Because so if it goes from 0 to 9, it runs 10 times. It's kind of a confusing concept, you know?
But basically, x will keep running over and over again because, for example, like 0 is less than 10, so it'll go again. And then once the loop goes around again, then it'll add 1. So 1 is less than 10, which is true. So then it'll go again and again and again until it reaches the point where the condition isn't true, where x equals 10, and 10 is not less than 10, so then it'll stop right there at 9.
Right.
I guess you could also type this code in Replit or something, just demonstrate it before.
Right. So right here, we wanted to integrate a true false statement a conditional into into a loop, right? And so let's say you're running a very complex loop and you want to check for any specific conditions, then you can write it within the loop, and if the condition is met, then it will execute that line of code. It's very simple.
Yeah, and there's also for looping, you can use break or continue statements. So break basically stops the loop, and then continue, I guess, it just continues. Self-explanatory.
Right. And this is for loops, and so basically, these loops are very useful for running through elements in a list or a string, right? And so yeah, that's the syntax. I don't know what to do. I saw you guys' projects, very very nice. So like this is all very basic for you guys. So I don't think there's any need for explanation. Okay, yeah.
I think we should. Okay, we need to
that's it.
Do some more stuff.
Yeah. So next week, we're gonna have like a mini midterm. Oh my gosh, a midterm! But basically, we're gonna have like problems, very interesting problems that we totally did not copy off the internet. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna start presenting.
Oh, I'm gonna stop sharing. Yeah.
Right. You guys can see my screen. Why did I? I don't know why I didn't load this before. Oh. Here, I guess we can do this.
Just make a new one.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Also, I'm gonna turn off my camera because it's very laggy. Okay. So since we got to very quickly, I'm gonna introduce you the concept of modules. So basically, modules. What I was talking about is that they're pre-written codes, and basically they turn very complicated tasks into simplified ones. So the average Joes like you and me can use these functions, and we don't have to waste time, coding all this up. So the first thing that you want to do is, so typically you want to go up to the first line of your code, because Python runs on a line-by-line basis. So you can't have it after the code. Like if I wanted to have like, never mind. But so basically the way you import a module is by doing this. So you want to type import. And so the first one that we're going to do is called random. And y'all know wait. Okay. So yeah,
I think it'll change once you actually create something that uses it.
So random is basically anything that has to do with random, basically, right? So in order to, let's do ran int, right? So that's the first function, right? And so it takes the Okay. So in this case, I wasn't used to it, but if you use an IDE, then it automatically does that. But basically, if you want to use a function of that module, you have to write the name of that module, right? And then in order to access anything within the module, you have to type in dot, right? And so I wanted to access the ran integer function, and so then we have, and this is basically a function. And it takes two parameters, and that's the range. So let's do 0 and 10. And this should give me any random number between 0 and 10. Please work. Yes, it worked. Let's go. And the interesting thing we can do is that we can put this in a for loop in range 0 to 10, right? And then print this, and then it will print out 10 random numbers, right? And then we can also set this to an empty string, right? And then, I've never tried this. I never tried this, but I'm trying generating a random. Okay, it doesn't work. Okay.
I think. Wait.
Oh wait.
You didn't say string X or something like that.
Is it like? Let's try it now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so basically what I did was first I imported a random module, right? Then I made a string called x, and then I wanted to run a loop 10 times. And basically I set x equal to itself added to the string version of a random integer from the ranges 0 through 10. And so then it gave me a 10-digit random string, and that's basically how you do it. Yep. Very useful if you want to generate random strings. And so yeah, that's a very interesting use case of that. You can also import, I think, string or yeah, string. And so you can print string dot. Okay, so yeah, within this module, they have a bunch of preset like useful things. So like for example, if I wanted to access all the letters of the alphabet, it already has it in there. So like I don't have to type out like x equals A B C D E F G H I. You know what I'm saying? Like it just makes it very simple. So then I just run this, and then it gives me all of the letters, right? And if I wanted to do, let's say, lowercase letters, right? Then we could do that too. Okay? And so let's say I set this to x. Right, what happens if I print the first element? Okay, it works. So for I in range 0 to 10, and then let's do random strings equals that, right? So random strings plus equals x, right? And then you do rand int. No. Random dot rand int 0 through. Oh, if you wanted to get the range or the size of it, you could do length. And then this is super complicated. Okay, and then print random strings. Please work. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, I just wrote this function. I'll explain it to you very nicely. Okay, so we have these two modules, random, string. String just gives me a preset variable or like preset of all the lowercase ASCII letters, right? I set this, I created a random strings, just an empty slot where I can add all my random strings, right? I wrote this loop that runs 10 times, right? So then I have this empty loop, right? And then basically I add a random, it takes a random letter from this variable, right? And then it adds that, and that repeats it 10 times. And so at the end, when this function is done, you can have this random string of letters, right? There you go. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. Because I don't know, I feel like we're moving a little bit slowly. So, like, if you guys have any questions, I don't know. Anyone have questions? Andy?
Yeah, I don't have anything.
No questions? Does anyone have questions? No questions? No questions? Alright, we got one no. Alvin, you got any questions?
I guess I can show another cool library. I mean, I don't know why, but I can't really show it in. I can't really show it in Replit for some reason. I think I don't know, I might need to like download it or something. Yeah,
Go ahead, man.
you're presenting. Okay, wait. Okay, so yeah, I made this blackjack program, and I don't know, just for creativity. I don't know if there's a place for like art, people who use art, but like there's a string color library where you can like color the text and whatever. I'm just gonna like do some random stuff, and something didn't work. I don't know what. I haven't used this in such a long time. I have no idea why this doesn't work. Okay, yeah. So for some reason, I just decided to like color these lines some random color just so it doesn't look all dull and gray and stuff.
I think you should uh
Should what?
never mind.
And
Bro.
oh yeah, and I included like functions. We'll get into that later as well.
You know what? Why not do functions? You know what? Screw it. I don't care. Let's go off track. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Okay. So basically, a function is taking a block of code and then compressing it into a single line. So basically what I wanted to do is, let's say, so the way you make a function is you type in def, that's the keyword, right? And then you can name this whatever you want. So let's say generate
But something reasonable.
random string, right? And then you have parentheses, and then you have the colon, and then so whatever's in these tabs, you use and then yeah, whatever's in these tabs is inside the function. So let's try this. Let's try this.
I think wait, you need to indent random strings and print or line 9 and 10.
This? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, I'm gonna run this. It's not gonna do anything. So what I've done is that I get this block of code, right? But you have to do this thing called calling the function. And so basically you have to run that function. So in order to do that, you just take the name of it, generate random string, and then you have the parentheses, right? And so basically that says, hey, run this function. And now it should work. Unless I break it. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, I think I have to do like -1. And now it works. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So now if I wanted to, let's say, put this in a loop, you can put this in the loop. So while or for I am range 0 to 10, run that 10 times, right? So I wanted to generate 10 random strings. Boom, generated 10 random strings. So that's basically how you do it. Yeah, very easy. You just have the keyword def, and then you have the name, the parentheses, and then the colon. And so we're gonna do this thing. We're gonna do another thing with functions. It's called parameters. So let's say add AB, right? So then you have, so basically, if you wanted to add, like, let's say you wanted to put something or use the function for a wide variety of uses. So then you would have to take, let's say you wanted to add A and B, right? This sounds really stupid, but like, let's just say like A and B, right? So it will take two parameters. So A is the parameter and B is the parameter. So you take whatever is in these parentheses, right? And then so now it's within the function, right? So now you have to use this keyword called return in this case, right? And then actually let's do this. Let's say C equals A plus B, right? And then what you can do is do return C. And so what this function will do, right? You know what? I'm gonna take this out, right? So let's say print add. I swear, if this works, I'm gonna cry. None, right, none. So basically, all functions return a certain value, and in this case, it returned none, right? And so if you wanted to return or get a certain value from this function, you have to say this certain keyword called return C. And now you will get the value of this, hopefully.
Maybe clear up the previous run.
I don't know what happened. Oh, okay, there we go. It's laggy. Okay, so yeah, that's what you do with function parameters. So these are called parameters, basically. Let's do another example. Let's say def introduce, and so you take, and I wanted to do name, right? And so basically, what this function does is it introduces me, right? And you do, or you can do like hi, and then name. My name is Sean, right? And so in this case, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to return a value. Since it's not returning, it's doing something. So if I wanted to do introduce, let's say, also you have to put strings, right? So it will take this string, right? Set that equal to name, and then take that like a function, right? It's like a mathematical function, and it takes that and then it like poops it out, basically. Right, so introduce, right? Right, add that. Yeah, so that's basically functions. That's basically it. I have nothing else to talk about. Does anyone else have questions? No one has questions. Are you guys there? Am I here? Yes. Thank you. Jesse's he's a good dude for responding. Thank you. Okay, because I feel like I don't know if I feel like I'm a teacher where like none of the students are responding, and like I have no idea what you guys are doing. You guys can be like watching anime or something. I don't know. If that's it, then we can not cancel. What am I doing? Stop the lesson here.
Wait.